Today's deck is an absolute certified banger. We are talking about one of my favorite decks of all time, this Mardu Legends deck, and it revolves around a very interesting creature called Ratadrawbic. Now, this is a creature that's legendary that says whenever another legendary creature you control dies, you create a copy of that creature as a 2/2 zombie, and it's no longer legendary. Now, here's where things get really spicy, but yet very complicated. Try to follow me here. Jaxus is a legendary creature that can be blitzed into the field and make a copy of another creature. We copy the Ratadrawbic, we keep the original copy, the secondary copy we create dies, which then triggers the first Ratadrawbic to create a copy of itself. Now you have two Ratadrawbics on the field, one legendary, one not. And then when Jaxus dies off of its blitz cost, you get two more Jaxus on the field. And then you repeat this process of copying Ratadrawbics as well as other creatures like Shieldred, and you eventually cascade the board into a situation where you have 10 to 15 Shieldreds on the field for your win con. It's absolutely absurd and insane and very hard to describe. I hope I put some visual aids here for you guys so you can understand a little bit better, but we will do a full deck breakdown, of course, at the end of the video. So if you want that, stick around for that. Also, some news I'm going to be dropping on the early access event coming up this week at the end of the video. If you want to stick around, there's going to be some good info there. Also, links in the description below if you need the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said, enjoy, guys. We'll see you at the end. Peace. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Phyrexia All Will Be One is so close, right around the corner, but hopefully we can get you guys one more week of bangers, starting off with this Mardu Legends deck. Opening hand is good enough to keep. I don't love it, but it is good enough to keep because we do have the core to start things off. Definitely need some land drops, definitely need to find our Jaxus, but potential combo online with Ratadrawbic here, so let's hope for the best. We definitely did not want to see a third core, though. That was not the ideal draw. But yeah, guys, we're a little bit low on the Mythic ladder right now. We definitely took some risks with some janky stuff that we were playing. And today's no different. We're going to continue the jank run and see just exactly how far we can take it. This one in particular feels very, very good. I'm very excited to showcase this build because I love Ratadrawbic. I love pairing it with Jaxus. The combinations off those two things are absolutely wild. And we got some really fun new cards to try out today, too. The third path, you know, we never tried this Aaron before. It's just all good stuff, man. And we do hit all the land drops we need to get this Ratadrawbic down. Absolutely love that. Let's go ahead and attack in to the opponent here, and having two extra cores is also really nice because we may not even need to combo off with the Ratadrawbic here. We might just get a couple of cores down and you know, copy it a few times. That seems like a decent idea to me. But I mean, a Jaxus would be the absolute nuts off the top of the deck here. And it's an Adeline. Okay, they're going extremely wide. Okay. Scry 1 if your second time's ability to draw a card instead. Okay, so far they haven't grown the Voice of the Blessed at all, which is very surprising. Very surprising. Ooh, an Oblivion is nice. And Oblivion is really nice. I think what I want to do here is get the core down. This is going to be a really, really tricky turn here. I'll keep the original. This one is going to then create a copy of itself. And then we'll do one of these, sacking this, creating another copy of itself. All right, and then we can swing through with this very confidently. Do we want to swing with the Ratadrawbic? That's the thing, right? It's going to be double blocked. This, if it gets double blocked, I don't really care because I make a copy of it, right? And then also it's got Menace, so yeah, that works. All right, cool. Cool. We've got the double the cores and then about to be a third core down, and from there we start pinging the opponent for quite a bit of life over time. This is a shrine. It says at the beginning of your end step you may pay 1. If you do, create a colorless spirit token. Okay. Not too sure what the opponent's up to just yet. There's really no rhyme or reason, it feels like, for their, you know, sort of build here. That is what I'm talking about. Let's go. This is going to be clutch. Jax's. Let's copy Ratadrobic. We drop, unfortunately, a core here. Then we create a copy of Ratadrobic. If you've never seen this combination before, it's absolutely busted. Jax's comes in, makes a copy Ratadrobic, which copies itself. And then we can send in the... just this. Just this. Again, because if it gets double blocked, we take out a few things. That's fine, because it's going to create multiple copies of itself. Now, Jax's allows us to draw a card, and it's going to create 2 more versions of itself, thanks to the double Ratadrobics. And they're down to 1. So, I mean, this is a very, very light version of the combo and what it can do exactly. But, man, I'm telling you guys, once it's on the field and going, it is very hard to stop. I probably could have just gotten lethal there, too, had I just sacked a creature with Aaron. I'm not sure. All right, that'll do it. That's going to be GG's for the opponent here. They didn't gain any life, which is very strange because they had the Voice of the Blessed. But we're just going to go ahead and do... actually cancel this because I have to kill another creature. So just in case, I know we're just kind of taking up more time than we need to. We just got to sack 1 creature to win here. But I want to be on the safe side of things here because they did have 2 mana open. So there it is. GG's. The core bleeds them out, and it's a very good victory to kick things off, man. That's what I'm talking about. GG. All right, solid start, but I definitely think we could do better. Obviously got the combo going there a little bit, but we want to get the combo absolutely busted. We want to hit a 20 Ratadrobic game. Maybe like 20 Shieldred, something like that. That would be fun. This deck is a lot of fun, man. Once it gets rolling, it is crazy, man. Hopefully the opponents let us do something crazy like that, though. They typically end up conceding when you start to do really cool things. I get to go first. This hand could be goated if I find a 3rd land drop because the 3rd path gets us there with all the card draw. I don't think I can trust it, though. I really don't. Okay, well, they're going to force my hand here. I'm going to have to keep this. All right. Let's hope for the best here. This hand is a little bit better because we do have the core on 2, but I still need that 3rd land drop, and I'm keeping a 2-lander on going first is never good. Thank goodness. You are a sight for sore eyes, man. Holy cow. Holy cow. I was stressing there. All right. Surge Engine. Wow. Defender 3/2. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Do they want to dance? I can't imagine they do. That's too much value. And on, oh, you know what? I should have played this prior to combat. What am I saying, dude? I could have just not even took the chance there. I really didn't think they were going to block anyways, but say goodbye to your engine. I forgot about 3rd path's passive ability there. That's silly. I've actually never played with this card until this deck, so I'm going to have to get used to that. It's such a busted effect. It's crazy. Oh my God, we're doing so well. We're doing so well. The top decks have been immaculate. All right. The opponent could have a simple give indestructible hexproof, whatever, and then this thing is going to connive and get bigger, so there's no reason for us to attack in here. I think it's just suicide, to be honest, and I'm waiting for Jax's to do its thing here, and then from there we can start attacking. I do believe we are going to do some really crazy nonsense here, though. We've got the best hand and best curve out so far that we could ever ask for. All right, let's go. And we get a Rite of Oblivion. Not bad. All right, we want to make sure this taps very much correctly. Red. Anytime you get these pain lands in, it can get real tricky. All right, let's tap this for red. Ratadrobic. Drop you. And let the combos begin, ladies and gentlemen. No! Why? That's what I'm saying, man. It's going to be so hard to get an opponent that lets us get through all these combinations, man. When you see something this cool, guys, do me a favor. Let your opponent do it. Just let them do it. Man, that had to be the most perfect top deck draws I've ever seen in my entire life. And then the opponent concedes. That is heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching. All right, what do we got here? Okay, again though, going first with 2 lands. I mean, this time though we do have a backup Jaxus, so it could blitz in and draw us into that land that we may need. It's still a very ugly turn if we have to resort to that, so I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. But yeah, let's just pray for a better outcome than that. Come on, 3rd land drop, please. This hand was too good to pass up though. Okay, things are getting spicy here. I really hope we can showcase how good this card can be too, man. It's really good. All right, we get the 3rd path in. Let's go. That's money. Let's hope it doesn't get killed. We don't know what the opponent's on quite yet. We've only seen a grotto, which is basically colorless mana, and then a green source. Is it mono green? Is it Bant? We don't know. The opponent not sure what we're up to just yet. I'd be pretty confused if I were them as well. But I mean, okay, World Tree. I love that combo. World Tree Gallagreeters is just such a nasty combo. They have trample, so they're getting the land regardless. So let's just not block. Give them the land. Come on, I need a Rata Drawback, and I need it now. It's my money, and I need it now. Let's just do this. I really don't love this idea though. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. I'm trying to think if I want to blitz in Jaxus here and then bargain it away, getting 3 cards. That's a lot of cards. But at the same time, it leaves me kind of defenseless. I think Edgar's the better play. It's just a little bit slower. I hate that, but you know what? It keeps them off of being able to get those extra land drops, which could be very important to us. You hate to see it. Stone Brain. Okay, I'd love to see what they call out here. This is going to be very interesting if they nail one of the main pieces here. If they call Rata Drawback, I mean, just good on them, man. They've got to call. Yeah, they don't even get to look at my hand prior, do they? Yeah, they don't. Search your time. Maybe our hand. Okay, so they're going to call one of the 2 cards on my field already, I would imagine, right? No, Wandering Emperor. Nice. They did miss. They did miss. That's the problem with Stone Brain. When you go up against someone like me, you have no idea what's going on. I don't even know what's going on half the time. All right. Definitely going to go for this play now. And we're going to go here. There's our land drop and a few more cards. Nothing of merit though. Gonna pass the turn. Don't mind that turn at all though. I mean, we did get the land drop we needed, which was kind of the main thing. And another bargain. Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's hope it whiffs. Come on, land. Come on. I can live with that. That's not bad. That's not bad. 4, 5, 6. They are gonna have enough to get the Stomper going though right away. With the 7th land drop here coming in. So they're ramping and they have Teething Wormlet. Why the Wormlet? Oh, I guess because these treasures that they're creating with the Gallagreeters. That's kind of nice. Still, they can't really attack this turn into us. We got another turn before that starts to happen. So if we could please find the Rata Drawback, that'd be great. All right, not fun. Gonna try one more time here. Come on. Yikes. Okay. Well, I mean, we've drawn plenty of cards by this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and just I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to our 3rd path here. Yeah, I hate to see it, but I do believe it's worth it to get the Kodama off the field. Is that the most pressing matter though? I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to say. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna probably just bargain, because we're nothing without the Rata Drawback at the moment, so we have to find it. So I'm gonna bargain something away on the end step here. Probably my Edgar, because they can keep coming back to the field as an artifact and creating me more threats. That's interesting. I would imagine they're gonna -5/5 on the Edgar here, or something like that. Nice. All right, gives me a reason to do this a little sooner. We have plenty of life to work with too. I'm not too concerned about our life total at all. More Jaxus, huh? Just no Ratadrobic? Ratadrobic's what, on vacation, or Jaxus working overtime, covering your shift? What's going on here? At least when I do get it, we're going to be completely set up for just some phenomenal plays. Okay, the opponent being pretty ballsy, coming through with the 4-4, but it's fine. We got 25 health, so we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Okay, definitely playing this because I need to find the Drobic. Really, though? You gonna do me like that? All right. Wow, and then it taps the most absurd mana to play that. Every time they play, they just tap the black sources, huh? Fun stuff. Okay, well, I guess we take out one of their threats here. I guess it's definitely their most powerful threat at this point. And just keep waiting. Just keep waiting. That's all we can do. No attacks. Sitting at 22 life total. Giving up lifelink bodies is not what I want to be doing, but I mean, it's definitely wow. Titan of Industry is going to blow up the coffin. Yeah, it's now or never, please. It's literally now or never. Titan of Industry makes things very scary. The shield counter. Okay. Down to 11. Still no Drobic. Oh, you nightmare of a game, dude. What's going on here? Let's draw a card and hope it's a Drobic, and then we saving a black source there. All right, and then we draw a card. Still not a Drobic. All right, I mean, some games are just going to be like this where you don't find what you need, and unfortunately, you're just going to have to deal. You're just going to have to deal. Man, what a nightmare, huh? Maybe it's this. That was not the play, huh? No, that was not the play. I actually had a different play in mind. Oh, I had a different play in mind and I completely screwed that up. All right, well, that was not supposed to happen. I was actually supposed to bring in the Jaxus there as a blitz and then sacrifice that. I don't know why I chose the core. I thought I was going to replace the core, but then I realized the mana wasn't right. So that didn't work out, and this is not working out altogether. Well, we make a mistake here at the end. We draw our fourth Jaxus. That's just gonna just about do it. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. Nothing we can do here. Such a bummer. We had such a phenomenal start too. I mean, the combo was definitely ready on this particular game. We could have had some really fun times, but the game just had some other plans for us. So good game, my friend. On to the next one. That's a bummer. What a bummer. This would have been a phenomenal game for us too if the shuffler was not the shuffler. Man, the potential in that game was so high. I think that's what bums me out the most, is the potential for us to just go absolutely absurd was so high in that game. And we had so much time to set up too. Like, they were just really taking their time ramping there, and we were answering threats as they came, but without the Drobic, you guys can see just why this deck, you know, can be flawed in some spaces. It's just, you gotta have the Drobic, which we get in the opening hand this time. We don't get the right mana to play out the air and on 3, so this is still a risky keep. I mean, we do have both the pieces we need, so I am going to keep it, but we do need a couple of draws to happen for us here. All right, let's hope the opponent's not too fast though, because they are going first. Now, if we do draw a turn 2 play here, it would be the core. So I think playing the plains first is a safe drop, and then we go into the springs potentially. There are no other 2-drops in our deck other than Oblivion. And then from there, it's the third path. So yeah, the plains is definitely a safe first drop. Sometimes you got to think about that. If I play this out on turn 1 and then I draw my turn 2 core, I'm going to be really upset with myself, you know? Still not able to show just how good the Ruin can be in this deck. It's definitely a powerhouse. I'm telling you guys, that last game, it would have definitely had time to shine. Because imagine if we had like 15 Ratadrobics, right? And then we drop down one of these and then sack a creature and then pump the whole field of creatures that we get. Because we sack the creature, it creates another, what, 5 whatever copies of the creature. And then the field just gets pumped as well. It's absolutely absurd. All right, the opponent is on Grixis. Make Disappear is a definite possibility here, but it's better on the third path than it is on the Ratadrobic. So by all means, get that out of their hand. I am concerned a little bit if the opponent has removal, which I would imagine they definitely do. Ratadrobic's not going to be very safe, but that's the beauty of the Drobic, is that it has Ward 2. So I feel pretty confident that it'll be all right, but they did find their land drop. That was something I was worried about. Are they gonna find it? And they did. No Spell Pierce hits this. Here we go. This is the moment of truth now. They are trying to get the big artifacts into the graveyard. As a Grixis player, it's kind of strange, because normally you'd see the recharge to pull those back into play. Not too sure what they're trying to do here. We don't mind the Corpse Appraiser at all. It does look like we're going to be able to hit the Jaxus here, so I love that. Path of Peril. So they are running white. All right. All right, please tell me this resolves. Obviously, it Make Disappears. Awesome. We drop one of these. And here's where the fun begins. All right, we drew another Jaxus. I mean, that is definitely not terrible. I would like to attack in here. I mean, we would get another Ratadrobic, right? I mean, if they want to go with the Corpse Appraiser block, which I guess is okay. I don't love that, but it's okay. I mean, I do want a hard copy of Ratadrobic at all times, just because it can be copied by Jaxus to create even more. So losing the hard copy here is tough, but you know, getting a blocker out of the way to potentially open up the Kato is fine. Not to mention, if they do find their sweeper now, we are in a little bit more trouble, just because these are all tokens currently on the field. So hopefully no sweeper here. Yeah, I hope I don't end up regretting that that attack there. I could, though. I could end up regretting that pretty bad. We'll see. We'll see. I guess I should have just anticipated the sweeper. All right. Awesome. We're good. We are good. All right. Let's go ahead and... what should we play here? I think we play this, right? So check this play out, guys. We're going to play this out. And then what we're going to do is blow up the Fable. And then we're going to first copy here. Discard an AO. Now we got 3 Ratadrobics. And then we copy the third path. Discarding another Jaxus. Keep the original. Now we get 3 third paths. And we draw into a core. Not bad. Okay, so this is going to die, right? So send this through. And then we do get to draw some cards off of it as well when it dies, so that hopefully it hits another Ratadrobic. That would be phenomenal. But do we want to play another Ratadrobic, or do we just want to get right down to the Banal of Ruin here? Maybe the Ruin is the play. I don't know. We've got the combo online. Again, still kind of regretting not having the original Ratadrobic on field. I think that's going to come back to haunt me a little bit in the long run. But I really wanted to kill the Kaito, because them drawing cards every turn is pretty rough for us. Might have been a mistake, man. I could end up just absolutely blowing him out of the water here, though, with the core play. It's a lot of mana to work with, so let's do this. Yeah, let's try to blow him out with the core play here. We might actually just be able to win the game here. We'll see. Let's play the core. Black and white. Yep, that's good. I will need to find another black-white source. So, I mean, is that going to work? Probably not. I guess we draw cards first to find more mana. Yeah, let's try to find more mana here. Not red. We need black source here. Okay, that'll work. All right, so then we get the core down. Black and white. All right. And then I'm trying to be very careful about how I do this. I'm very much trying my best here. Copy this first. Discard the land. All right. And then copy the core. Discard, actually discard the third path. That's definitely not the card I want. Keep the original. Ratadrobic creates a few more. And then we Reckoner the core. Boom, we create a few more. All right. And that's a lot of life gain. All right, we're doing the thing, guys. We're doing the thing. And now when this Ratadrobic dies on the end step here, they're in a lot of trouble. Not to mention we are going to attack. I mean, if we attack with everything here, they just... How many is that? 6? I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. Either way, we're just going to do it like so. That way it forces them to make a block here on either one of these. It doesn't really matter. And then we can blow up their enchantments, which does include their Flesh Gorger and their Fable. And we've also deal them a boatload of damage here. You. And you. See you later. We'll take the damage. We're up to 42 life, by the way. So taking 3 damage... Not relevant. Absolutely disgusting what we're doing right now, guys. This is where things get really, really fun. The opponent goes down to 13, and this dies, which is another 6 damage. And we draw another card. And we'll discard a card. Sure, we can drop one of these. We got 2. All right, let's see what they got for the answer, guys. I mean, if they have a sweeper, that does do the trick, because we are at a point where we don't have any original copies on the field, but... they do take... Oh, actually, no, they would definitely die. We have the cores here, so... Even that attack, they die here. I don't know if they thought that one all the way through. Well, they don't die if it's just a 1 blocker. I can't block this, so they're fine. They're down to 1. They're down to 1. One to 50. How are they going to get out of this pickle? I don't think there's a way they can. They got to figure out a way to exile the cores. The cores have already won me the game and locked this completely down. So that will do it. Should we try to have one more fun turn, though? I mean, we could really showcase just how good this Banala is. But it looks like they've really realized what's going on now. Yeah, they've realized it. So got to imagine that this game is over now. They're going to concede. I do feel bad once it gets to this sort of a point, because again, just feeling completely locked out of a game never feels great, you know? But, you know, as long as they're not conceding, I am going to continue the game out. I'm going to just win the game by dropping a Banala here and then just sacking something. Oh, I can't because it's ability to not have haste right now. Trying to be fast here. Trying to be fast here. There we go. That works out. Either way, no matter which way it was going to go, we swing the game with the core. So GG's, my friend. That'll do it. Was trying to just sack a creature with this and then pump up the whole squad with 1/1 counters just to show you guys how it works. But man, absolute nonsense. All right, we definitely have time for at least one more game. I'm hoping that, you know, we could close out with something special like that last one, but that's going to be really hard to beat. Really hard to beat. Is it possible? Sure, but I still again regret the Ratadrobic attack because I feel like that game could have been even crazier, but you know, I was trying to be a little greedy, trying to get rid of that that Kaito, man. This hand's not terrible. I mean, if we need to use the bargain on the Pilgrim, so be it. I wouldn't love that, but you know, so be it. I feel like the bargain, the more I'm like like utilizing it here. I'm starting to realize it's probably a little bit of a win more condition. What I mean by that is that, you know, typically where we want to be playing the bargain is when the opponent, when we've already got like the whole board filled up with copies, and by then we've already kind of won. So yeah, let's not attack here. Let's just pass the turn. And I mean, I love that we got the Jaxus here, but probably gonna have to bargain away the core, which doesn't feel amazing. All right, wish me luck here that we draw some good stuff. All right, come on, something good. Ratadrobic and a land. That's what we're looking for. Well, we got the land. No Drobic though. Shakedown heavy, huh? Yikes. Okay, this isn't going well. They're off to a pretty fast start here, but I can keep letting them draw cards if I want to keep me off the card, or keep me off the pain. And not to mention they take pain now when they draw cards, so this might actually be the play. We may have to go with Jaxus next turn and then just sack it on the blitz, which is a bummer. You need the Jaxus to go off with the Drobic combo, but if I have to get rid of it early here, we'll maybe have to find another one later and just deal with it. Just deal. The opponent's struggling to hit a land, I think. Did they go first? Actually, I think we went first, right? Maybe they're not struggling. We'll see. All right, we can blow that up, but unfortunately, they're going to get the value completely out of it before we can, because they already have the heavy down. Let's just hope they don't hit something like a Titan of Industry. That would be bonkers. All right, that's tough. I can kill it, but, you know, that doesn't feel good. All right, keep the life total as high as possible here, and hopefully just bleed him out with the Shieldred. That's going to be kind of the game plan at the moment. Man, I hate that we just... Shoot. The Flesh Gorger's a problem, man. It's such a problem. I really can't let them gain the life back, so I'm going to have to play this out. I don't love the curve here, though. It doesn't feel great. But I cannot allow them to get back into this game with all that life gain, so... Gonna let it go. And hopefully the third path gets us there with all the card draw, what we can potentially get. I would have really loved to play the Jaxus there and sacked it, but cannot have a life-linking body that big out on the field. Let's force them to have to kill the Shieldred. I mean, they do run black, so it shouldn't be too hard for them to pull that off. Another fight rigging is tough. That's tough. This one's going to be a grind, guys. This one's going to be a grind fest. If we win this, it's going to be through blood, sweat, and tears, I can already tell. They had a pretty phenomenal start here. And it's an oddity. Okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. I've got a great blocker for that, and they still send it. Wow, very interesting attack by the opponent here. We're going to take action. The opponent takes some damage, and there's no priority holds, so that Ulvenwald is definitely dead. I definitely don't understand why that was the case, but we will take it. There's our Ratadrobic. Let's go. Okay. Definitely going to be the play. There's no doubt about that. And then we'll probably start the turn off by drawing some cards here. All right, no land. Bummer. Doesn't matter, though. Shieldred still pinging them to death. They're down to 10. We're up to 19. Absolutely shredding them with the Shieldred's ability. Shakedown Heavy is a great card, but if you can't kill the Shieldred, it's just going to keep pinging you every single turn you want to attack with that thing. I'm going to give you a card. Oh, we're going to give you a card. Things are going to get a little wild now. By the way, we could have blocked with the third path there and then drew a card after the fact, but I was trying to hit a 5th land drop that turn on curve. All right, Cemetery Prowler. I mean, Braids doesn't help their case at all either, because then they're just going to be drawing more cards. The more cards they draw, the better off we are, so... I would start investing your 1/1 counters into other creatures, not the heavy here, because clearly the heavy I'm just going to keep on tapping. I really don't mind giving you cards. Take action. And they sack the zombie, I would imagine. Again, not very smart. We're going to decline that. Go ahead, have your card. And we pull another Jaxus. Not the most ideal thing. Let's go ahead and take them to 2 here. And let's just go right on in with the Jaxus. There's the scoop. I was going to say, the writing's on the wall. The opponent definitely could have had us pretty easily, honestly, if they had any more removal in their deck, but they didn't show us any removal. I think they were just so heavily focused on just getting creatures down and smacking the opponent. Shieldred just absolutely eats that deck up, though, if they don't have any removal. So, and the fact that Drawback was down too, they can't even kill the Shieldred. It just creates a copy of itself. Yeah, a little bit of a bummer for the opponent there. GG's. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit further. Before I do that, I just want to give a huge shout out to every single person who's made it this far into the video. It helps out an absolute ton with the YouTube algorithm, so thank you for sticking with me through it. I do appreciate that a lot. With that being said, let's take a look at the deck, and then we'll get into some stuff about the early access events. So this deck, obviously being a Rata Drawback deck, we've played this before. Rata Drawback is really fun because you can get really creative with this card. Obviously, you got to see some of the just crazy combinations you can hit with this card. Being able to, you know, sacrifice this card as well as making copies of this card with Jaxus is absolutely incredible, because once you copy the Rata Drawback at least one time, you're going to get insane value out of it, because then every time a creature dies, you then create the 2 copies instead of the 1, which really can get out of hand extremely quick, which is why Jaxus is so important to this deck, and why this deck really only works when you have the Rata Drawback plus the Jaxus on the field at the same time. So you absolutely must run 4 of each of these if you're going to have any success with this. Also, you're going to need to have other draw engines to get you those pieces, which is why I think this version of the deck works much better than the version we had before. Kind of learned from my mistakes of not being able to find certain key pieces. You have to have Jaxus, have to have Rata Drawback, and so things like Reckoner's Bargain and the Third Path. Now, these are some new additions to the deck I didn't have in the previous one. They both offer some really good draw mechanics to our deck, and they also, you know, with at least the Bargain, you can go ahead and sacrifice creatures, which could end up being very beneficial to you in the late game when you have a couple Rata Drawbacks, because you sack a creature, you create more versions of that creature. So not only are you getting card draw, you're getting also some really crazy battlefield bonuses as well. The Third Path, man, and what can I say about this card? I honestly, when I built this, was really focused in on the card draw effect, right? Which is insane already. But what's nice about this card is that it kills enchantments when it enters the battlefield, right? Or artifacts, which is really important, because most of everything right now is playing some form of artifacts, if not a little bit of enchantments. So this almost always has targets to hit, which is really awesome, especially when you're making multiple copies. If you're running against an enchantment deck, they're screwed, because once you start making copies of this card and spamming it, the removal on this thing gets out of hand for those types of decks. Now, a card I did want to talk about, though, is Aaron here. Aaron is a card that is very hit or miss. Didn't have a ton of success with it today, but I've played games where this card has come in super clutch, where, like, let's say I attack into an opponent and they throw down a Wandering Emperor to try to exile one of my key pieces. I can then, in response, you know, sack it with this creature here and then pump my whole squad, creating another copy of that creature. It's very good in some spots, but it was tough to play today in any sort of spot where it seemed advantageous over another card. Most cards are taking the priority over this one. Not to say it's a bad card, it just didn't see its day today, unfortunately, but it could have been a really good piece to this deck, I do believe. Another obvious late addition. Some cards that we've seen in the past in this deck are things like the Core. The Core is a really nice creature that obviously wins us the game. This is essentially one of our win cons, because you create enough of these, they create enough damage. When we sacrifice our own creatures, they gain us a bunch of life. So stacking these is definitely going to be one of the main win cons here. Another main win con, Shieldred. This was also another no-brainer, one of the best legendary creatures in the game right now. So Shieldred, obviously, make enough of these, they draw a card, they lose the game. Basically, that's how that's going to go. Just a really busted, obvious addition to this deck that I think anybody would have added that knows anything about that card. Edgar. Now Edgar's interesting too, because this is another card where, you know, you want multiple copies, obviously, if you can get them, because if you can create one coffin off of the Edgar and then spit out these vampires with, let's say, I don't know, 4 or 5 Edgars on the field, those vampires become very, very big. We didn't actually get to hit this combo either, but could have been pretty amazing if we did. You know, would have been another really fun way to kind of go about winning a game. And then Henrika made a lot of sense to me here, because Henrika is an interesting card where, you know, it can be sacrificed at any point to become either another Henrika or another Infernal Seer side of the card, which both very, very cool. But Henrika also offers the ability to sack one of our creatures and one of our opponents, which fits our build very nicely because we don't mind our creatures being sacrificed. And then AO, of course, another really top end heavy hitter. This is actually really clutch card too, because if it dies, not only do we get the copy, but sometimes could find that missing Jaxus if we need it, or even find the Rata Drawback in a really tight pinch. So another really cool card here in this deck, works really great with the build. Everything in our deck is pretty much permanents 4 or less, so we should always get a really nice hit off of the AO. And then the mana. Last time we played this deck, I didn't have Plaza of Heroes. I don't know why. It's essentially a 3-color mana. It's basically a full-on Mardu land base, because all of our cards are legendary. Why wouldn't we have one of these plazas in here? It counts as mana for any sort of legendary creature. So this was a big miss for us in the last video. Really glad we added it, because it was really solid in today's build, man. Super fun deck though. I think you guys get the gist of it. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I wouldn't say it's like super top tier competitive, but as far as Rata Drawback decks go, I think this one did really well for us. But now to the fun stuff. So today's Monday. We've got the early access event. I believe it's coming up Thursday. I am actually invited to this one. Very, very exciting stuff. I have never been in an early access event. I'm very excited about it. And I hope you guys are ready and going to be tuned in to this channel on that date, because we will be going live, of course, early in the day, as early as I possibly can. And then once we go live, we'll be live for a couple of hours, probably 3 hours, I'd say, maybe 4. And then we'll obviously kick the stream off, and I'm going to get to recording as many videos as I possibly can. I'm going to try to get enough content to post all the way up until the actual release of the game. That way it just kind of flows seamlessly into videos when we can get back into ranked and everyone's on the same page. But hopefully get you guys a couple of videos over that weekend, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever those days, you know, maybe up until I believe it's that Monday or Tuesday that it comes out on actual Arena. Anyways, that's the plan. Should be a lot of fun. I hope you guys come by, you know, check out the live stream. It'd be an absolute blast. Really excited about this, if you can't tell. It's been a long time that we've been trying to get into this event, so really, really jazzed up. But that will conclude today's video. We are gonna end it here. We're gonna get on to the next video here tomorrow for you guys. It's gonna be a 5-color enchant deck. Check that one out. And a huge shout out as always to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program on this channel, and I gotta give these guys a huge shout out and love for helping support the channel. They hit that little join button down below next to the subscribe button to help support the channel monetarily, so I gotta give them some love and a shout out at the end of every video. If you're part of the Mardu Mob, thank you, appreciate you. And you know, I really do, you know, bottom of my heart want to thank you for everything. It really does help the channel, you know, and its growth and everything. You know, just thank you so much for everything, guys. I do appreciate it. And thanks for watching this far. If you made it this far, I appreciate that as well. But that'll do it for today's video, man. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the Mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.